Hello, and thank you for taking the time to get on your mat with me today. My name is Miranda, and we are going to move through a side body focused flow. It's going to help to open up through the sides of the body, bring some more mobility and strength through the spine. So we're going to go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. If you want to prop yourself up on a bolster, blanket, or a pillow, you can take a moment to do so. You're going to allow yourself to really connect with that prop or the sit bones onto your mat. And then take a moment to start to lengthen up through the spine. Relax the belly just slightly. And give the shoulders one roll back, allowing them to fall heavy. And clench the hands. And then we're going to lengthen through the back of the neck just slightly, so bringing the chin a little bit closer towards the chest. Noticing that length through the back of the neck, up through the head. And closing the eyes and softening the jaw. I'm going to go ahead and start by bringing an awareness to the breath. A steady full inhale. And easy exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And continuing this deeper diaphragmatic breath. Noticing where the breath is filling and expanding through the body. And then I want you to take a moment here to create your intention or set your intention for class. Maybe that is allowing yourself to be present for the next few minutes we're together. Maybe it's focusing on love or patience or anything else that you feel you need a little bit more of today. We'll go and take 3 more deep breaths here. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Inhale, filling up, allowing the belly to expand. Slight contraction on the exhale. Let the breath go. Last one, inhaling, holding that intention at the center of your mind. And exhale, let the breath go. You can keep the eyes closed or start to flutter them open if that feels safer for you. And then we're just going to start with some gentle neck circles. So bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Allowing the chin to come down towards the chest. Left ear towards left shoulder, and then bringing the head all the way up and back. You can make this movement as quick or as slow as feels good for you. Maybe taking some time to pause at any spots that feel a little tight or sticky. Continuing that deep breath in, and that smooth exhale out. Reverse your direction when you're ready. And then slowly bring the head back through center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Beautiful. Go ahead and take a big inhale. Hands are going to come up overhead. We're going to interlace the fingers and press the palms up to the ceiling. So sitting tall, really grounding down through the sit bones, noticing that openness through the sides, all the way up through the arms. Full breath in. And exhale, go ahead and release the hands and roll through the wrists as you bring the arms all the way back down. Okay, and go ahead and just shake out the hands just for a brief moment. We're going to go ahead and move any props that might be underneath our seat. And we're going to start with some side body stretches. Okay, so So we're gonna go ahead and plant the right hand. We'll inhale that left hand high, stretching over to the right side. You wanna keep your sit bones grounded here, and the chest is gonna stay lifted and open. It's very easy for us to want to curl to the side. You wanna think about bringing that chest, opening it up. A full deep breath. Exhale out. One more, inhale. And exhale, release the left hand down, inhale the right hand high, taking it to the other side. Again, noticing that openness through the side body. Steady breath in. Easy exhale. Let's take one more here, full deep breath. And exhale, release that right hand down. Okay. Coming back through center, we're going to take a deep breath in, sit nice and tall. On the exhale, we're going to twist over to the right side. Right hand comes behind the low back, left hand to that right knee. With every breath in, sitting nice and tall. And then maybe deepening your twist on your exhale. And we want to make sure we're not forcefully pulling in with that left hand. We really want the twist to be coming from the core. Take one more breath. Exhale, come back through center. Again, inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, moving to the left side. Deep breath in. Exhale out. We'll take one more. Inhale. And exhale, coming back through center. And then from here, we're going to move on to our hands and our knees. So coming into tabletop, hands are going to be right underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart. My knees are right underneath the hips, hip distance apart. And then we're just going to start with some C-spine movement here. So we're going to move head and shoulders towards that right hip, opening up the left side body, and then taking it to the other side. Left side scrunches towards one another, opening up the right side. And then stay with your breath here. So inhaling and exhaling, just as we would if we were doing cat-cow. Maybe it feels good to add some extra organic movement here. And staying with your breath. And then coming back through center. Okay. Moving through cat-cow on the inhale, stretching the front body forward. Exhale, rounding through the back. The gaze is going to come between the legs or to the navel. Inhale, stretching and reaching. Front body opens up. Exhale, rounding through the back. One more time. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding. Beautiful. Coming back through center. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring that right leg directly back behind us. Okay, so the toes are going to be pointed down. And we want to be flexing through that foot as if we were pressing it against a wall. Okay, core is nice and strong. You can find a point on the mat a few inches in front of the fingers to keep your focus on. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and cross that right ankle over towards the left and look back over our left shoulder. Opening up the right side body here. Maybe it feels good to bring that left forearm down to the mat. Noticing if that changes the stretch at all for you. Full breath in. Exhale, go ahead and bring that hand back up. Bring that right leg back up. And then we're going to sweep it out to the side. Okay. From here, we're going to move into gatekeeper's pose. So we're going to walk the hands back towards the body and lift the torso all the way up. So I'm going to transition just so you can see this from the front. We want to take a moment to make sure that that left knee and hip are in alignment. Okay, full breath in, hands are going to come up overhead. And on the exhale, stretching over towards that right leg. Again, we want to think about keeping the chest lifted and open. Really opening up through the side bodies here. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, filling up. And exhale, letting go. On the next breath in, we'll bring the torso all the way back up. Hands come up overhead. And exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Okay. We're going to keep that right leg extended. And then from here, we're just going to stretch through that inner thigh just a little bit. So maybe we stay in this nice, still posture. Maybe it feels good to shift the weight forward and back. Okay. Stay with your breath. Notice where you're feeling that openness, that stretch. And then we'll go ahead and bring that right knee back to where we started. Okay. Taking it to the other side. Find that nice neutral spine, and then once you feel good and stable, core is strong, we're going to send that left leg directly back behind you, flexing through the foot. Okay. Focusing on that point on the floor to help keep your balance, your stability. And then we're going to cross it over to the right side. We're going to look back over that right shoulder. Maybe you stay here, maybe you bring that right forearm a little bit closer to the mat or all the way down. Just notice if that changes the stretch for you. Full breath in. Exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Straighten out that right arm. Bring the left leg all the way back up. And then we're gonna, again, slide it to the side. So I'm gonna move, just because I'm working with a little limited space. Okay, coming into that gatekeeper's pose, again, you're gonna take a moment to really find your stability, core is strong. You'll walk the hands back towards the body, lift the torso up. That right knee and hip are gonna be in alignment. Inhale the hands up overhead. And exhale, stretch over that left leg. Opening up the right side body. Deep, full breaths in. And even exhales out. Let's take one more. Inhale. And exhale, let that breath go. Inhale, bring the body all the way back up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. And then we're going to keep that left leg extended out to the side. Maybe we stay here, or maybe we start to shift the weight forward and back. Noticing if that changes our stretch. Easy inhale, easy exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring that leg back to where it started. Okay. Last posture here before we come into our salutations. We're going to move through threading the needle. So we're going to inhale the right hand all the way up. Let that right hip flare. And then on your exhale, you're going to send that right arm underneath the left. Right shoulder comes down to the mat. Maybe the right cheek. You're going to keep that left hand planted or start to walk those fingers up towards the top of the mat. And again, come back to your steady inhale and exhale. Maybe press into that left hand and notice if that changes the stretch for you. Deep breath in. Easy exhale. And go ahead and bring that left hand back to where it started, firmly pressing in and coming all the way back up. Inhale the right hand high. And exhale, release that right hand down. And taking it to the other side. Inhale, opening up that left side. And exhale, threading your needle. And bringing that left cheek down to the mat. Right hand can stay planted or walk towards the top. Come back to that steady breath in. And smooth exhale out. Let's go ahead and take one more deep breath in. And exhale. Let's take one more full breath. Exhale, let the breath go. And slide that right hand back to where it started, firmly pressing in, coming all the way back up. Lift the left arm up. And then exhale, release that left hand down. Okay, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So the pinkies are going to be just on the inside of that mat. You're going to firmly press into your hands, curl your toes under. You're going to start to lift the hips nice and high towards the ceiling, shifting the torso back towards those thighs. And then taking a moment here, okay, you're going to find some movement that feels good, whether that's pedaling up through the feet. Maybe it's wagging the tail right to left. Feet are going to be hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And if it feels good to keep that bend in your knees and keep your hips nice and high with that forward tilt in the hips, which is going to help release through the low back. And give yourself the space to do that. The heels do not have to come down to the mat. You take a full deep breath in. Exhale out. We have 4 more full breaths here. Three more. Two more breaths. Last full, even breath in. And exhale, release that breath, let it go. From here, you're going to step your feet mat width apart and then walk the hands back to meet the feet. We're going to pause here in a forward fold. Okay, so maybe it feels good to allow the hands to come all the way down to the mat. Maybe there's a bend in the knees. Sometimes it feels good to bring the forearms to the thighs and really allow for that release through the back body. Or maybe you bring opposite hands to elbows and sway side to side. So just taking some time here to notice where you're opening up, where you're really feeling it. Creating a little bit more ease in those places that might hold some tension. Okay, for me, I always have tight hamstrings, no matter how much I'm opening and stretching. And so I know I feel that here, and I'm guiding the breath strategically. Give your head a few shakes yes, a few shakes no. Okay, coming back through center, we're going to heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. The core is going to be nice and strong. We're going to inhale, lift up halfway. So the hands are going to come to the shins or the thighs. Okay, we want to create length through the spine. You're going to roll the shoulders down the back body, really opening up the chest. Full breath in. Exhale, folding forward once more. And then on our inhale, we're going to come all the way up to stand. Core is going to be strong. Maybe you keep that slight bend in your knees. Hands come all the way up overhead. And exhale down through heart center. Take a moment here to press the thumbs into the sternum, bringing yourself into midline. Maybe it feels good to close the eyes. And bring yourself back to that intention that you set for class. Steady your breath. Taking a deep inhale in. An easy exhale out. You can start to flutter the eyes back open, and we'll release the hands down alongside the body. So we're going to move through just a few half salutations here. You're going to ground down through the feet. Feet can be hip distance apart if that feels good for you. Sometimes people like to bring their big toes together or closer together, heels further apart. Okay, for me, my knees feel better if my feet are hip distance. So you're going to find what feels best. You're going to ground down through the feet. Activate through the legs. And we want to have a nice neutral pelvic bowl, lengthening up through the spine, standing tall. Roll the shoulders back just once. Full breath in, hands come up overhead. And interlace the fingers together, and on the exhale, stretching through the right side. Inhale, come back through center, reaching high. And exhale, stretching to the left. Inhale, come back through center, reach high, maybe looking up, bend back just slightly. And then exhale, release the hands, folding forward, coming down. Inhale, lift up halfway, strong core, strong back body. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up to stand, hands come up overhead. Exhale down through heart center. Okay, full breath, hands rise. This time we're going to go ahead and reach those right fingers around the left wrist and stretch over to the right side. Okay. Maybe it feels good to really ground down through that left foot. Maybe it feels good to ground down through your right foot. Full breath in, come all the way back up, reach high. We're going to switch. Left fingers reach onto that right wrist and stretch over to the left. Okay. And take a moment, just notice what it feels like to shift the weight into one or both of the feet. Just noticing if that changes your stretch for you. Full deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way back up, reach high. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, strong core. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise to stand, coming all the way back up. Hands come up overhead. Exhale down through heart center. Okay, stepping to the top of your mat. If you're not quite there, we're going to ground the feet down. Full breath, hands come up overhead. Okay, again, reaching for that left wrist, stretching over to the right side. Inhale, coming back through center, reaching for the right wrist, stretching to the left. Inhale, coming back through center, reaching high. On the exhale, we're going to cactus the arms, look up, bend back just slightly. Inhale, reaching. And then exhale, folding forward, coming all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway, strong core. Exhale, fold. We're going to plant the hands and step back to downward facing dog. I'm going to go ahead and take 5 full even breaths in, and even breaths out. Let's take one more. Inhale. And exhale. And look to the top of the mat. Start to walk the feet up to meet the hands. Pausing in your forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, strong core. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise to stand, coming all the way back up. Hands come up overhead. Exhale, down through heart center. Okay. Again, full breath, hands rise. Reaching for that left wrist, stretching to the right side. Inhale, back through center, reaching for the right wrist, stretching to the left. Inhale, coming back through center, reaching high. Exhale, cactusing the arms, looking up, bending back just slightly. Inhale, reaching. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back into your downward facing dog. 5 more breaths. Steady, full breath in. Easy exhale, let that breath go. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. You're going to look to the top of the mat. Again, start to step the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise to stand, coming all the way back up. Hands come up overhead. Exhale, down through heart center. Okay. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and open up nice and wide, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Okay, so we're gonna start by maybe taking about your own legs worth of space between the feet. Okay, when you come down, you can notice if you wanna maybe open it up just a little bit wider. Hands are gonna come to the hips. If you have no shoulder injuries and a bind is in your practice, you can take and interlace the hands behind the back body. Okay, you wanna roll the shoulders open, opening up the chest, okay? You're gonna take a full breath in, stand nice and tall. And then on the exhale, leading with your heart, folding yourself forward, okay? If the hands are on the hips, you can slowly start to release them down towards the mat, underneath the shoulders. If you chose to take that bind, you're gonna stay there as long as feels good. And when you're ready to release your bind, you'll lift up halfway, gently release the hands, and then again, bring them down underneath the shoulders. Maybe it feels good to walk them between the legs, bringing the crown of the head closer to the mat. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale. And then if it feels good to add some movement here, maybe stretching through one inner thigh by bending that opposite knee and shifting the weight side to side, that's an option. Maybe it feels good to walk hands from right to left, allowing that openness through the side bodies. Okay. You find what movement feels good here, or maybe you decide to stay still. Since it is a side body opening class, finding some more mobility through the spine, I encourage you to just play around and notice if any particular movement feels good. We'll go ahead and come back through center. Hands are going to be right underneath the shoulders. Okay, we're going to come into a twist. So the right hand's going to be right underneath the chest. And we're going to inhale that left hand high, opening up to the left side. Full deep breath in. Exhale out. One more. Inhale. And exhale, release that left hand down, replacing it with the right. Inhale, right hand high, opening up. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Release the right hand down. Okay, you're going to heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. Core is going to be nice and strong. And shift that weight into the heels. Hands come up to hips and then all the way up to stand. Okay, go ahead and walk the feet back together. Shake out the legs. We're going to come to the top of the mat. Take a full breath in. Hands rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, planting the hands, step back into your downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. Let's take one more full breath in. And exhale, release. And slowly come all the way down into child's pose so the big toes can come together to touch. Knees can stay together to support the torso, or maybe they come nice and wide to allow for the torso to come down closer to the mat. Go ahead and take a few grounding breaths here. Maybe revisiting that intention that you set for class. Full breath in. And slow exhale out. And when you're ready, we're going to start to walk both hands over to the right side, stretching through that left side body. we'll take it over to the other side, left side, so walking the hands over to the left. And slowly coming back through center. Okay, walk the hands towards the body, lift the torso all the way up. And then we're gonna go ahead and come into a seat. So we're gonna start by extending the legs out nice and wide, coming into a straddle. Before you do that, if forward folds are not your best friend, and it's a little bit difficult, you can take a blanket, fold it up just like so, not too high, okay? You're gonna bring your seat up onto the blanket and then shift your sit bones all the way to the edge so we have a nice forward tilt in the hips. Okay. Again, we're gonna open those legs up wide, coming into that straddle pose. And then we're gonna flex the toes back towards the body, really ground the backs of the legs down into the mat. Quads are gonna be nice and active. I'm gonna sit nice and tall, take a deep breath in, lengthen up through the spine. Then on our exhale, we're gonna start to walk the hands forward, leading with the heart. Okay, when you feel like you can't fold forward anymore like that, we're gonna pause. Maybe you allow yourself to round through the upper back. Maybe you drop the head and close the eyes. And start to just tune back into your breathing. Coming back to your inhale and your exhale. Noticing that stretch through the legs. Steady breath in. And smooth breath out. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. And 1 more full deep breath in. Exhale, release that breath. And walk the hands back towards the body, lifting the torso all the way up. Maybe give your legs a little bit of a shake. And then from here, we're gonna stretch again some more through the side bodies and through the legs. We're gonna bring a bend through the left knee, and bring the sole of that left foot into the right thigh. And we're gonna keep the torso facing forward here to start. If you notice that that left knee is really coming up off the mat, you can slide a blanket or a pillow right underneath for some added support, okay? Again, keeping the torso facing forward, we're gonna take a full breath in, hands are gonna come up overhead, and then on the exhale, we're gonna stretch over that right leg. We want to think about keeping the chest open and lifted again. We're opening up that left side body. If it's uncomfortable to keep the left arm raised, always the option to wrap it around the back body. If it feels good to close your eyes and come back to your breath, allowing yourself to do that. And checking in with what sensations you're feeling through the legs, through the side body and the back body. Keeping a controlled breath in and a controlled breath out. Full deep breath. And exhale. Go ahead and slowly bring the body all the way back up. We're going to take it to the other side. Opening up through that left leg, bending through the right knee. Okay. Chest is going to stay forward. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, folding over towards that left side. I almost said twisting, but we're not twisting right now. We're going to wrap that right arm around the back body again if that feels better for the arm and the shoulder. Noticing that stretch through the side body. And steadying your breath in. And smoothing the breath out. And then think about keeping that left leg active still. So So it's really easy for us to just start to relax here. Flex through that left foot. Keep activation through the left quad. Full breath in. And exhale. And go ahead and bring the body all the way back up. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Open the knees up nice and wide. You just come into cobbler's pose. So lengthening up through the spine, take a breath in. If it feels good to maybe peel those feet open and give them just a little squeeze, you can. When you're ready, we're going to lead with our heart, again, folding forward. When you feel like you can't come forward anymore like that, pausing, maybe allowing a slight roundedness to the spine and dropping the head, closing the eyes, and allowing yourself to tune back into the breath. A full deep inhale. Exhale out. Let's take one more breath here. Inhaling in. Exhale, let that breath go. And bring the torso all the way back up. Maybe fluttering the legs just a few times. And then we're going to come into our forward fold. So you can keep that blanket. I'm going to move to the side just so you can see. You can keep that blanket right underneath the sit bones. Again, you want to come right onto the edge so it helps with that forward tilt in the hips instead of being posterior or tilting back. And then for our forward fold, there's a lot of different things we can do here that's going to be more comfortable for us. So you want to take a little bit more traditional. You're going to, again, flex to the feet, activate through the quads, sit nice and tall. On your exhale, you're going to lead with your heart, folding yourself forward, walking the hands up the legs, and then pausing where you really start to feel that stretch through the hamstrings. If you want to take a little bit more of a restorative or relaxed approach, you can slide a bolster underneath the knees. Maybe it feels good to widen the legs just slightly, and then bring the chest down onto the thighs, or as far as feels good for you. And steady your breath. Take a deep breath in. And slow exhale out. Let's do one more big inhale. Easy exhale. Okay, start to walk the hands up the legs, lifting the torso all the way back up. Go ahead and slide that bolster or any props that you might be using to the side. And then take a moment to just shake out through the legs. Okay. And do a few more stretches here with the legs extended long. We're going to keep the right leg long, bring a bend to the left knee. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and open that left knee out to the side. Sole of that foot is going to come into the right thigh. We're going to fold over the right leg, so we'll bring the hands up overhead, full breath in. Then on our exhale again, leading forward with the heart. Pausing here when you can't fold forward anymore. Maybe allowing that slight roundedness to the upper back, closing the eyes. Okay, and really activating that right quad, stretching through the back of that right leg. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands back towards the body. Lift the torso up. And you're going to go ahead and bring that left knee back up. Left foot can stay on the inside or the outside of the right leg. That left hand's going to come behind the back body. We'll inhale the right hand high. And then on the exhale, we're either going to hug that left knee or maybe bring that right arm on the outside of the knee. Wherever you decide to go, I want to make sure again that we're not forcefully pushing into that twist. We really want to think about creating the twist from the core body. Sitting tall with your breath in. Maybe deepening on your exhale. Let's take one more full inhale. And exhale, coming back through center. Okay, go ahead and release that left leg long, bend through the right knee. And then we're going to open that knee out to the side. Full breath in, hands come up overhead. Exhale, folding forward over that left leg. Closing the eyes, tuning back into the breath. Steady inhale. And smooth exhale. Let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale, release. And walking the hands back up towards the body. We'll bring that right knee up. Okay, foot can stay on the outside or cross over to the outside of the left leg. Right hand's going to come behind the low back. Inhale the left hand high. On the exhale again, maybe the arm crosses the right knee, or maybe you hug that right knee with the left arm. And sitting nice and tall on your breath in. Maybe deepening on the exhale. Always the option to walk that right hand back, creating some more space between the torso and that right leg. A full steady breath. And exhale, go ahead and come back through center. You're going to uncross that right leg, give the legs a few shakes, and then just come back into a cross-legged seat. We're just going to take a gentle twist right to left. Okay, nothing fancy here. And then we're going to go ahead and move all the way down onto our back bodies. So we're going to move through a few postures on the floor. And then we're going to come into Shavasana, our final relaxation. If you want to grab a blanket to place underneath your head and maybe keep a bolster nearby to slide underneath the knees, you can do that. Okay, we're going to slowly move ourselves all the way down onto the back. And then we're going to start by bringing the knees up into chest. So taking a moment here, maybe give yourself a nice little squeeze. If it feels good to rock the knees side to side or take them in circles, you can find that movement that feels good. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the right knee into chest, extend the left leg long. We're going to come into a supine twist. So we're going to extend the right arm out to the side. That left hand's going to come to the right knee and gently guide it across the body over towards the left. Maybe it feels good to bring that knee all the way down to the floor, to the mat. Or if you have that bolster nearby, you can slide the bolster right underneath that right leg. You can look over at those right fingertips if that feels safe for you. And then allow yourself to just settle and start to soften the body, relaxing through the hands and the feet. Relaxing the jaw. Take a full breath in. Exhale out. Let's take two more on this side. Inhaling and exhaling. Last deep breath in. Exhale, let that breath go. You'll bring that right knee back into chest, give it a little squeeze, and then send that left leg up into chest, right leg comes down, or right leg comes down, left knee up into chest, giving it a little squeeze. Maybe you move that bolster to the right side. And then when you're ready, coming into that twist. So guiding that left knee across the body with the right hand. Extending that left arm out into a T. Looking over at those left fingertips. And then softening, relaxing the face. Letting go of that need to hold on. And coming back to your inhale and your exhale. Let's go ahead and take 2 more big breaths here. Last deep breath in. And slow exhale. Bringing that left knee back up into chest, giving it a little squeeze. And then ascending that left leg long down your mat. And from here, we're going to come into crescent pose. So we're going to keep the spine flat on the mat, okay? And we're just going to basically make ourselves into the shape of a crescent or a banana, as much as feels comfortable for us. So we're going to start by lifting the head and the shoulders up, okay, shimmying them over to the right side, and then releasing them back down. If it feels good to keep the arms up overhead, that's an option. Otherwise, you can slide your blanket underneath the head, or maybe interlace the fingers and create a little pillow and release the head down onto your hands. Okay. So you have a little bit of openness through that left side body. If it feels like it's enough for you, you can stay right here. Or you can start to bring the heels to the bottom right corner of the mat. Sometimes it feels good to cross that right ankle over the left. And then once you've found what is most comfortable for your body, settling in. Relax through the face and the shoulders. And softening the belly and the chest. Letting go of any tension through the hips and down through the legs. And taking full, expansive breaths, opening up that left side. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Inhale in. And exhale out. Let's take 1 more full deep breath. And exhale, let go. We'll slowly uncross the ankles and bring the feet back to center. Head and shoulders come back to center, and then when you're ready, taking it to the other side. So lifting the head and shoulders up first, moving to that top left corner, and then bringing the heels to the bottom left corner. This time maybe it feels good to cross the left ankle over the right leg. We're opening up that right side body. Once you've found that position that is most comfortable for you, relaxing and settling in. And softening through the eyes and the jaw. And clenching the hands. Unclenching through the glutes and down through the legs and softening the feet. Take a deep, full breath in. Exhale, release. Let's take one more. Inhale. And exhale. Let that breath go. We'll slowly find our way back to the center of the mat. And then we'll set up for Shavasana, our final relaxation. So you can take traditional Shavasana, legs extended long, arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Always the option to place a blanket underneath the head. And then maybe a bolster underneath the knees to help neutralize through the spine. If you don't have a bolster or a pillow, or it doesn't feel quite so comfortable and you still want that lower back to rest a little bit gentler, you can bring a bend to the knees. And then feet wide, knees are going to fall in towards one another. And so you're going to find what feels most comfortable. Once you have settled in, you're going to take a full, deep diaphragmatic breath, really filling and expanding through the belly, all the way up through the chest. And slowly let that breath go. Release. Unclench through the body. Close the eyes and soften through the jaw. Relaxing the whole body. We're going to move through a systematic relaxation, just bringing a subtle awareness to each point and moving to the next. So all you have to do is listen and find stillness and keep that awareness on your breath. And we are going to move through a systematic relaxation. We're going to bring a gentle awareness to each point and slowly move that awareness to the next. All you need to do is listen, focus on the breath, and allow for stillness through the body. We'll start with the center of the mind, or the third eye space. Move that awareness down to the base of the throat. To the center of the right shoulder joint. Down to the right elbow. To the center of the right wrist. And to the tip of the right thumb. To the tip of the right index finger. To the tip of the right middle finger. To the tip of the right ring finger. And to the tip of the right little finger. Moving that awareness back to the right wrist, to the right elbow, to the right shoulder joint, and coming back to the base of the throat. Moving to the center of the left shoulder joint, down to the left elbow, to the center of the left wrist, and to the tip of the left thumb. To the tip of the left index finger, to the tip of the left middle finger, to the tip of the left ring finger, and to the tip of the left little finger. Bringing that awareness back to your left wrist. To the center of your left elbow. Back to the left shoulder. And returning to the base of the throat. Moving down to heart center. To the center of the right lung. And back to heart center. To the center of the left lung. And lastly, resting at heart center, allowing yourself a few more moments of stillness. And start to deepen your breath in. Lengthen the exhale out. And finding gentle movement through the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe rolling out the wrist or the ankle joints. And taking a full body stretch, reaching the hands high up overhead. Stretching as far away from the feet as you can. And then on the exhale, softening, relaxing through the body. You can take your time to find your way up to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed for just a few more moments. Bringing that intention that you set for class back to mind. And taking one last moment here to practice gratitude. And bring hands together, heart center, and we'll take one more collective breath together. Inhale in. And exhale, let that breath go. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. And with so much gratitude, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Namaste.